Hey, what's up? Jim Hart back at you here today. Another YouTube Live. This is like 4 days in a row. How's everyone doing today? We got a couple people on. Great. Hopefully you can hear me all right. So today I want to do another short training. I've been doing these all week and on different topics related to online business. And today what I want to talk to you about, and I apologize that it's a little bit late today. Normally I do these around the noon hour. I guess part of this is I'm still testing to see what times work best to get the most people on and when people are most engaged. And then also part of it was we were having some work done at the house, and there were a bunch of people running through the house earlier today, and the dogs were barking. It was nuts, and so I couldn't do it at noon. Anyway, we're here, 3 o'clock, noon for people on the West Coast, which is cool. Let me know where you're from. Shout out in the comments. Let me know, and I would love to hear from you. So today what I want to talk to you about is a topic that I struggled with for years. For years I struggled with, and I think part of it is because of the fact that I'm a lawyer, and lawyers are used to doing business a certain way. But it's sales funnels. And so, but sales funnels are the key to unlocking your business growth. And if you don't have a sales funnel, you're going to have a hard time building an online business that is effective and profitable and going to provide you passive income over time if that's what you want. Excited Solutions says, howdy from Charlotte. Good to hear from you. We're right down the road in Cary. So you guys had a big signing this week with Cam. I can't believe he came back to the Panthers, but that's cool. That's awesome. So anyway, let's talk about some sales funnels today, shall we? So again, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founder of OB Foundations. I'm also the founding attorney at Hawthorne Law, where we help people to build and grow, start, and protect their online business. And what we're doing today is we're talking about sales funnels. And sales funnels are one of those things that are really necessary to help you really take your business from where it's at currently to the next level. And let me tell you a little bit about how I first got introduced to sales funnels. I would say it really came about when I was first starting my law practice. Because when I first started practicing law, I within a couple of years, I realized that I needed a business coach because I really had no idea what I was doing. And so I hired a business coach, and they started having me track my numbers. And by numbers for a law firm, we're talking about how many marketing meetings you have a week, how many people call the firm, how many of those people that call schedule appointments, and how many of those people that schedule appointments become clients, and then what the average fee per file is. And those are the metrics that a law firm will typically use when they are trying to figure out what's working and what's not. And so that is the sales funnel that, if you can call it that I was exposed to with my law firm. And as time went by, I realized with my online business, I was also going to need a sales funnel. Now, when I first got started with online business, I had no idea what I was doing because an online business is completely different. You're not getting people, you're not relying on referral sources to send you leads for people that are going to call your firm and schedule appointments and then come in and meet with you, and then you've got to decide you want this case or not, and do they want you as your lawyer or not, and so as their lawyer. And so when I first started with online business, it was like, well, how do I generate sales? I didn't really know what to do. And so basically what I did is I the first time I ever sold anything online, I'm trying to remember when that was. I sold some stuff on Amazon. I think I just set up like a landing page on my website with like a PayPal link. Like that was it. Like it was just like, I sent out an email to my list and said, hey, if you want this, buy it. And that was kind of it. And not surprisingly, very few people actually purchased that. But the whole idea of, what we talk about in the law firm is you start with this big group of people here, which is the potential prospects, potential people that could do business with you. And then at the very end, you have a few people that drip out, and those are the people that become your clients. And the same is true with online business. And so as I started to learn more about sales funnels and started to realize what worked and what didn't work, I realized that a sales funnel, when we're talking about that in terms of an online business, is really not that much different than a law firm. And so with a sales funnel, you start with a bunch of people on your email list, and then you get a couple people that are going to click through to a sales page, and then eventually a couple people are going to click through and they're going to buy something. And typically it's a very small percentage of people, right? So, if you've never done this before and you're wondering, well, what is it? What's a good percentage? 10%, 20%? I don't know. No, a good percentage in the online business world is probably around 0.5 to 1% of people who see your offer that actually purchase it. And so that's what we're going for. That's the goal. That's what we're looking to do. And so when you're trying to build a sales funnel, what I want to talk to you about today is how to build a sales funnel that converts. And there's really 6 steps. It's 5, 6 steps of the process that you need to focus on when you're building your online business. And so the first step is you need to create that audience, right? So I have this YouTube channel that's got a bunch of subscribers on it. So this is kind of a built-in audience, but I didn't start out with, 128,000 subscribers or however many on the channel now. I started out with 0, just like everyone else. And so when you're getting started with online business, you have to start thinking about, well, how are you going to build your audience? And that audience, it could come from video like this, like YouTube. It could come from audio if you want to have a podcast. That's another great way to do it. It could come from social media in terms of images and things like that on Instagram. Or it could come from a blog, which is, writing things down. So you really need to be thinking about what is the best option for you. What's going to work best for you? I would say that when I first got started, for me, the best medium was a blog, because that was the easiest to do. Like, you could just post stuff out there, and then it would attract people over time. Google would find you, and then you would get people into your circle, and then they would go to the next step, which we're going to talk about in a second. Over time, I started to realize that blogging, it was nice, and I liked writing. I still do like writing. But I started doing more with podcasting. And I actually had a podcast for quite a while. I had 60 or 70 episodes of a podcast that I did, but it was really geared towards lawyers and marketing. And then finally, I really developed a nice niche with YouTube. And YouTube I just like because you can see me, I can talk. It's easy to create content this way, as long as you're creating valuable content. That's important. Just because something's easy doesn't mean it's valuable. So you got to make sure it's valuable. And people seem to resonate with me and my channel. And so my channel grew, and this was the first time I really had a platform that grew like that. So so that's number 1. You need to build an audience using free content of some sort. And that's the way you do it. Now, the second step of this is, over time, as people start to listen to you and trust you and like you and know you and all those things, the know, like, and trust factors, you need to start taking those people off of the platform, wherever you're at, YouTube, podcast, blog, whatever it might be, and get them onto your email list. And the way you do that is you offer them something of value, like a checklist or a template of some sort, or something else that is going to help them with their business or with their personal situation or with whatever it is that you are talking about in your free content. Give them something that they can use to help get them a quick win. And that's what's called a lead magnet. And what you do is you post that lead magnet on a website somewhere, and they have to give you their email address for you to email them that document or template or whatever it might be. And so that's called an opt-in. So they have to opt in. So they give you permission to email them, and then you do. And so then the third step of the process is, after you've started building this email list, and that takes some time, and there's an art to that. It's not just, it's not it's not as easy as just throwing anything up there online and getting people to opt in for it. It's a sale, just like anything else. It's a transaction. So you have to get people to really know you, like you, and trust you, so they're willing to give you that email address. And so then once they've given you their email address, then you have to follow up with them. And I heard once somewhere that if you're looking at your email list, you should be able to earn approximately, and I don't know if this is still true today, but this is like 5 or 6 years ago, but you should be able to earn approximately $1 from each person on your email list. Now, that doesn't mean each person on your email list is going to give you $1. What that means is if you have 5,000 people on your email list, that's worth approximately $5,000 a month in revenue. And so, but it's not worth anything if you don't email them. So some people, there's the cadence is they email 1 email a week. Some people, they email, 5 emails a day. And there's people that email all different types of timings in between there. Typically me, for my email list, is about once a day, not during the weekends, but once every business day, I'll email my list. I like to share stories. I like to talk about what's going on in my personal life. And yes, I like to make offers to people. So I like to, like right now, we're running an offer for our OB Foundations community. And so we do all of those things. But the most important thing is you want to be providing value in those emails so that people will continue to read them, look forward to them, and yes, over time, maybe purchase what it is that you have to sell. So now you're following up with people via email, however often it is, and then you get them to click a link on that email and go to your website. And what you're trying to get them to do is you're trying to get them to go to a sales page of some sort. Your sales page is kind of like where if you're sitting down with that client, like so if I was sitting down with a potential law firm client and they have a bunch of questions for me and I've got a bunch of questions for them, that's all accomplished in a person-to-person meeting when I'm dealing with legal clients. When you've got a sales page, you've got to do all that stuff on the sales page. So you've got to talk about the benefits of working with you. You've got to talk about what results they're going to get. You maybe want to throw in some testimonials from other people that have worked with you in the past. You want to answer any objections those people might have. You want to, and I apologize, I just heard the garage door, so people might be coming in and running through my hallway here soon. There go the dogs. Basically, you need to give somebody everything that they need to know to learn about you and your product. So Excited Solutions says, how do I get on your email list? On any of my videos, if you go down, there's a couple at the bottom, there's a couple of links that there's a business building checklist and things like that. I'll try and include a link in the description to this after the video is done also. So maybe it's helpful to also create a video for your sales page. The whole idea of the sales page is it's designed to get people to take the next action. So, all right, what have we done so far? Let's just back up and talk about what we've done so far. We've helped people we've built an audience using free content, whether that be audio, video, written, whatever that might be. We've built an audience. We've gotten some of those people from the audience to actually subscribe to your email list. And so, but the way you do that is you offer them something of value for their email address. And then you start following up with those people. A certain number of those people that you're following up with are going to click on a link in one of your emails and they're going to go to your sales page for whatever it is that you're offering to sell. And once they go to your sales page, they're going to decide, well, do I want this or do I not want this? And they're going to be thinking about that. And I apologize for the dog barking in the background. But that would take them then to the order or the checkout page in all likelihood. Sometimes you can throw a pricing page in there if you have a couple different options for what people could purchase, or sometimes people put the pricing options on the sales page itself. That also happens. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people to click through to the checkout form. And once they're on the checkout form, you don't need to put a whole lot on there, because everything that's on there related to that offer is going to be on the sales page. And so not too much content. I think it's helpful to maybe restate a guarantee or include a testimonial from a past client. Those are both good things to put on your checkout page. And then, so people are going to enter their information. They're going to check out. What you can do to increase the cart value for people, and I'll be honest, I haven't used this a whole lot, but it's something I'm looking into using moving forward in the future, but is to include an upsell page. And this can be, there's two types of upsells. And this is like if you go to, I hate the analogy, but fast food, and you're like, hey, can I have fries with that? That's an upsell. And you're going to do the same thing with your offer. So they enter all your information. Then you might have a checkbox there for what's called a one-time offer, which is they check the box and they get this other product from you, and then that just gets added to their order. And then once you hit the submit button, they purchase the order, then they might be taken to another page where they can do another upsell. So that might be a higher priced item that you include on the thank you page that they can also click a button to add that to their order. And those are different ways to increase cart value and increase the lifetime value of your customers. So, and that's also a good way. In the past, what I've done is I've included strategy calls with me at a reduced rate if people purchase a different product from me, and that worked. And some percentage of people will take you up on those offers, others won't, and that's fine. I don't necessarily recommend to go all into upsells, downsells, those type of things when you're just getting started. Just start simple. So let's just recap the steps again real quick. Start building an audience. Step 1 is you build that audience using free content. Number 2, you get people from that, wherever that is they're going to be, onto your email list. Step number 3 is you start to follow up with them via email. Step number 4 is you get them to click through to your sales page at some point. And then step 5 is you get them to click from the sales page to the order page. And then finally they place the order and then potentially place an order for an upsell. That's the whole process. And the sooner that you can automate this and make it so it's what's called evergreen, which basically means anytime somebody is looking to buy what you have to sell, they can find you online and they can place an order. What you don't want to do is get yourself in a situation where people have to wait to purchase, because if they always have to wait to purchase from you, then it's highly likely that they're not going to purchase from you. So I know some people like to do launches, and there is some value in doing launches that are once a quarter or once every 6 months, and they do these huge launches. I am not a big fan of doing that. And part of the reason for that is, you're putting all you're putting all your bread in that basket of this launch, and if something goes wrong, you could be in big trouble financially, because you just spent 6 months trying to build up anticipation for a launch, and if it doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, that's not necessarily great. Now, when you're more advanced, maybe that's something you want to do, but when you're just getting started, I think you need to be launching all the time. And so what you can do is you can have an offer on your website that's like your main offer, and then you can offer like launch pricing. So, you might want to launch once a month or once every other month. And so people can always get what you're selling, but when you do these special deals and promotions, they might get something else. Now, the other thing is, you have to be careful. There's so much, we could probably do another training on pricing strategy, because there's a lot of psychology involved in pricing as well. And I think I'm just going to hold off on that for another training. But Excited Solutions, to get on my email list, if you go to hawthornelaw.net, you can find opt-ins all over the place, so you should be able to find that. Man, I've been talking. I'm getting need a little sip of my my tea. What other questions do people have while I'm here doing this little training here? Feel free to pop on. If you don't, this will be a short training, but I did want to come on and do this quick training just to talk to you about sales funnels and how they work and what they're all about. And I should mention, I almost forgot to do this, that right now I'm in the middle of a it's not really a launch, but I'm in the middle of we're doing a Better Than Black Friday sale for my OB Foundations community group. It is an annual sale, or not an annual sale. You get 60% off the annual pricing of the program if you join today. Today is the last day of the promotion. Here is a link. You go to obfoundations.com/BTBF, and I'll show you real quick kind of what this looks like. So this is and I apologize, I almost forgot about this. But this is, once you log in, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get, we have a new member orientation here to help you get started. We have our online business blueprint, which is going to teach you everything you need to know to start, build, and grow your online business the right way. We have community forums here where people can go and ask questions and ask for support and share their success stories and share their wins and share what they're working on. We have the Lock It Down Legal Toolkit, which is the program that I first launched about 18 months ago. It's my flagship course for how to protect your business legally. We have my legal templates and documents, which are available only to the annual plan. We also have a monthly plan, but you get the legal templates and documents to the annual plan. Let's see. And then we have a member area for monthly Q&A calls and training. So we do 2 Q&A calls a month to help you work through issues related to your business. You know, we had one of our monthly calls was yesterday, and we ended up talking at great length about imposter syndrome, and because one of our members was having some issues launching and was nervous about launching and all these things. So we talked a lot about that. We have subject matter expert trainings, which is where I brought on other lawyers and copywriters and online business experts and different people like that to talk to the group and do special exclusive trainings to the group. I'm building out a module here on mastering your mindset to get over these mindset issues that you need to deal with. And then we have a couple other programs that are right now they're going to be included in the annual plan. Next time I launch is, we're going to be doing a Black Friday sale too. The Black Friday sale will be 50% off, and these programs will, in all likelihood, be offered as an upsell. I talked about those one-time upsells and things like that. They're going to be included as upsells. But for this launch, for this Better Than Black Friday, where you get 60% off, that's an additional 10% off the annual pricing. They're going to be included with the program right now. So we've got the Lock It Down Startup Toolkit, which is a course that teaches you how to start an LLC. And then we have another one here, Earn Your First 1K online workshop, which is basically a workshop that I did with my students earlier this year to talk to them about everything they needed to know to start and make their first 1K within 30 days. That's basically what the program was geared to do. Excited Solution says, do sales funnels still apply if you're doing a reseller business as a supplier to Amazon where you have no control over your customers? Yeah, I would say yes, but it'd be a little bit different. And I don't know a whole lot about Amazon and what the terms of service are with Amazon, but it's definitely still possible. When I used to sell on Amazon, we used to do Facebook ads that would try and get people onto a page where they could get a discount code or something like that to purchase the product. And so, yeah, there's a whole strategy associated with that. I don't know what is legal there, what you can still do with Amazon at this point. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And we don't talk specifically about Amazon in the course. That's one area that I don't have enough knowledge of. I stay in my lane. So anyway, so that's the course. That's what you're going to get. It's open now until midnight. If you go to, hold on a second. Let me just show you. So if you want to know more about it, if you go to BTBF, BTBF, it'll take you to this page, and it basically walks you through the back end of the program. And you can see we've got about 8 hours left on this promotion today. And so this is the program, our Better Than Black Friday sale. Would love to see some of you in it. Excited Solutions says, I really enjoy the stories about your experiences, like the public defender talk from yesterday. I see Hawthorne Law as a DBA for the Hart Law Firm. Is there a story why it didn't start out as Hart? Yeah. So, I was trying to, basically with Hawthorne Law, I was trying to break out from the Hart Law Firm, which was primarily a divorce and family law firm. And we were trying to build out a new brand that was going to be doing things related to corporate work and trademarks and contracts and things of that sort, LLCs. And so it was actually going to become a new professional limited liability company. In North Carolina, it's really complicated to set up a PLLC. It requires a lot of legwork. You've got to go back and forth. You've got to deal with the bar. You've got to deal with it's just really complicated. So rather than break it out as a separate PLLC, initially, I just did it under my main law firm name. And as it turns out, the law firm, the divorce law firm, is going away, and as of the end of the year, and what the Hawthorne Law clients that I have, so the trademark clients I've got some corporate counsel clients, and I'm doing some custom contracts for people and things like that. They're all going to be with the Hart Law Firm, and Hawthorne Law is going to be kind of a different type of entity. It's going to be more for the DIY LLCs and things like that. And then we've got our contract shop and things like that. Samantha says, on average, how much can an online shop make in their first year of business? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it really depends on you and what you're doing and what your goals are. My firm, I did a video about this. I think in my first year, last year, I did over $200,000 in revenue with my online business. And that was in the first, 12 months or so, from when the pandemic hit until about middle of this year. And it's basically has eclipsed my income as an attorney. And so, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing even more with the online business. And frankly, I just really enjoy the online business. I mean, there's, it gives you a lot of freedom to work when you want, where you want, how you want. And I just love it. And I love talking about online business. And I mean, that's why I've been doing YouTube lives all week, is because I just enjoy talking about this stuff and coaching people on how to do it and seeing other people be successful. It's just a lot of fun. But I mean, I wouldn't say that my numbers are typical. I wouldn't say they're high. I wouldn't say they're low. I'd say they were appropriate for me and what I was doing. There's other people out there that start off and they make millions. There's other people that, that have written about their story, and in the first 18 months, they made like $10,000. It just completely depends on where you're at and what you're looking to do with your business. So hopefully that's helpful to you. What other questions do people have? As I take another sip. Anything? That's all right. I'll stay on if people have questions. If they don't, I'm gonna go see my kids who just got home. That right? Yeah. I'm gonna go see my kids who just got home. Yeah. They've been at the museum all day because there was no school. What is my favorite SEO company? What do you mean, like Ahrefs or KW Finder or something? Like, do you mean like a tool to do SEO, or do you mean like a company to hire to do SEO? In terms of tools, I use KW Finder to do keyword research for myself, and I also use Neil Patel's tool I can't remember what it's called. It's like egg something. I can't remember. Excited Solutions says, based on your YouTube experience so far, how successful would you have to be to do YouTube $200,000 a year, like on an AdSense revenue alone? If you're talking about AdSense revenue alone, I don't know, because I'm not at that level with AdSense revenue alone. With YouTube, I think the better way to do it on YouTube is you build that audience, and the primary goal should not be AdSense. The primary goal should be to at some point start to take people off the platform and sell your own products or services. You're going to make far more money doing it that way than you will if you're just focused on trying to get AdSense. I think a lot of people look at AdSense as this passive thing where they're just going to create a lot of content and then get the AdSense revenue. I mean, that's great and all, but I mean, the algorithm can be punishing, and I can testify to this. You know, I had a video that was doing really, really well, and then somewhere towards, I want to say, I can't remember exactly when it happened, but the YouTube just stopped showing that video to people. Like, it was doing really, really well, and you just stopped showing it. And my AdSense revenue went about a third in terms of how much money I was making off AdSense revenue. Now, mind you, I do okay with AdSense revenue, but it's not life-changing money. It's not money that, you know, I'm going to be able to retire on or live off of. So I rely on my product sales and my memberships and my legal clients and things like that much more. Aaron says, how hard is it to start an LLC in Ohio for lawn maintenance? It's just as hard to do as for lawn maintenance as it is to do it for an online business. They're basically the same thing. Yeah, no, I like I said, I've got a course in the program that talks about how to set up LLCs and goes through the rules for each state, if that's something you'd be interested in. It's there. Let's see. Nature's Journey says, good for now. Thank you. Well, good. So what other questions do people have? You're welcome. Thank you, Excited Solutions, for signing up for my emails. That's awesome. Glad to have you on. Yeah, make sure, and if you're interested at all, this Better Than Black Friday sale goes away tonight at midnight. So, and in case you're wondering what that sale is, if I click through, I'll show you. So this is the normal price. You get 60% off for now and forever. So this is the checkout page. So it's like $466, and you know, you get the Foundations Blueprint, you get the Foundations Community, which is huge. You get the monthly live calls, which is amazing because we do 2 a month, and that gives people a lot of access to me. You get the Lock It Down Legal Toolkit, access to the Legal Toolkit Library, which is only available for the annual plan. Over $17,000 in total value. The other thing I'll say is about this, I mean, that's like 4 months of the monthly membership. It's a little more than 4 months. It's about 4.5 months of the monthly membership, because we charge $97 a month. So I actually have people that were on the monthly membership who have taken advantage of this offer this week because it's such a great deal. This is the cheapest it'll be all year. And I don't even know if I'll do this deal again, because next year at this time, my hope is that the price of the whole program is going to go up. And so this will probably be, even if I do a similar promotion to this, it's still going to be at a higher price point. And you're basically getting my entire brain downloaded into this program about how to start a successful online business and grow. So if that's something you're thinking about doing, if you want to change your life, if you want to change the life for your family, and start building some extra money. I mean, I would say, if you made an extra $500 a month, I mean, it pays for the program in 1 month. And how would that change your life? That's, if you made enough to make your car payment or to replace your mortgage payment or things like that, like how would that change your life for the better? If you're here and you're still listening, you're obviously interested in setting up an online business, or you're in the process of setting up an online business. But I'm reading a book right now. It's Who, Not How by Dan Sullivan, and he talks about how he tells the story of Michael Jordan, who had from the day he entered the NBA until the day he retired, and probably still to this day, he had a coach that was helping him, a personal fitness coach that was helping him with his fitness and his diet and everything he was doing. And if somebody and people look at Michael Jordan, they think, well, he's just, the best basketball player of all time. Why does he need a coach? Well, maybe he wasn't the best basketball player of all time because he did it on his own. Maybe he was the best basketball player because he actually had a coach. And same can be true for anyone that's in the public eye that we've seen. All the best, the highest performers have coaches that are helping them, working through their issues and taking them to the next level. And so I want to help you go to the next level. And that's why I created this program, this OB Foundations community, because I really want to help people change their lives for the better. And when I was younger, I wanted to be an entrepreneur as long as I can remember. And I think part of that stems from this need to have independence and freedom in my life. I hated when people, I had some jobs when I was a teenager. I hated when managers told me I had to do things a certain way, or when they told me I had to be there at a certain time. I remember I almost got fired from several jobs because I questioned the authority. I questioned why they were doing things a certain way because I didn't necessarily think it was the appropriate way to do things. I didn't think it was fair. I didn't think it was right. And so it was tough. But anyway, I'm not like that now, but I've been on my own. I've been an entrepreneur for almost 20 years, building my own businesses, whether online or through my law firm. And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. When people, I've been offered jobs by law firms who've approached me and said, hey, we'd love to have you come work with us. And I always say no. And sometimes the financial benefits would be good. They would be nice. But, at the same time, the lack of freedom I would have in my life is just not something that I'm interested in. I like being able to control. I work from home. I like being able to control when I work, how I work, the fact that I'm doing this call now and, whenever we finish this call, I'm going to go downstairs and see my family, and that's what I want. And I can't have that working for someone else. My wife works, she's an attorney too, but she works for an employer and she has to do what they want when they want her to do it. And so it's just a different way to look at it. So Edgar says, who created your website and you use them all the time? Thank you so much for everything. I'm watching your videos. Which website are you talking about, Edgar? I've got 5 of them. Are you talking about hawthornelaw.net? I created that one. Excited Solution says, I think you said in a video many months ago that you have a business coach and that you were getting advice that you had to drop one of the products you were selling due to lack of profitability. Yeah, that sounds right. I've always had a coach. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on coaching. I still have the same business coach. That may change towards the end of the year. I have a contract with him that's through January, and I am still deciding what I'm going to do, if I'm going to stick with this coach or move on to another coach. I think after a while, sometimes it's helpful to get a different perspective, and so that's something I think about a lot. But yeah, I've always spent a lot of money on coaching, anywhere between, for as long as I can remember, I've spent between $750 and $2,000 a month on coaching. And yes, it's something I invest very heavily in. I take it very seriously, and I contribute a lot of my success to the fact that I've had a coach that's helped steer me in the right direction. So yes, but yeah, my website, Edgar. I've created my websites. I would like to not. Sorry, somebody just sent me a message. I would like to not create my websites from here on out, but for right now, yes, I do. But I have a VA that does create a lot of the blog posts and does a lot of the content at this point. So I'm not as active in it, but I did, design it. If you can even call it a design, I don't think it's that great. And I have another contractor that helps me design some of the pages now too. But I think when you're just getting started, you don't necessarily have to hire somebody to do that for you. That's something that you could probably just do. I love Kajabi. I'm doing things in Kajabi now, and Kajabi just makes it so simple to get started and have a very nice, clean looking website. No, Edgar, I don't use a company for any of my websites. Not right now. And if I did anything, I would hire a web designer to design out a site, and then probably have a VA help me with it. But no, I don't use a company. What other questions do people have aside from my websites? Let's see. Just checking to make sure I got everything answered. I think I am. Excited Solution says, I think you're suffering from imposter syndrome, that your websites aren't good enough. I think I used to. Yeah. Honestly, I don't. I think there's too many people out there that suffer from this perfectionist mentality, and everything has to be perfect before they launch. And I think that just is hurting them and keeping them from moving forward. I believe very strongly that, you just gotta do it, and you just gotta launch. Once you've launched your product and you're making money, and you want to invest more money into your infrastructure and designing a nicer website and doing all these things, you can do that. But you can't do that if you don't have the resources to do that. And if you don't have a product to sell, you don't have the resources to do that. Unless you're independently wealthy and just, then I guess you can do whatever you want. You're welcome, Edgar. But for me right now, my goal is building up my membership, and then from there, we'll see where it goes. But right now, I just want to build up the membership, which I love. And I've got some goals. I've got financial goals. I've got member goals. I've got impact goals that I'm really pushing for and striving for. And, and you can't see this, but I've got them posted over on my whiteboard over on the side. And so I look at them every single day, and it's like, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm striving for. I know what I'm trying to do. I should do another training here on goal setting, probably is what I'll do. I'm going to do some more trainings next week because I'll be out the week of Thanksgiving. I might be able to do some trainings while I'm out of town, but we'll see. It's harder, especially with COVID, and especially because of the fact that I'm going to be going up north where it's going to be a little bit chillier out, so which means I'm not going to have a place outside where I can go and do trainings. And I can go to a coffee shop or something, but I don't really feel comfortable. I don't like doing stuff like this, like in a coffee shop with a bunch of other people around me. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Maybe that's imposter syndrome. I don't know. So, anyway, well, what other questions do people have? We've been going for quite a while today. This was a evidently a good time to come on. But if you have any questions about sales funnels, let me just recap again what we talked about. Let me find my notes. Hold on a second. Something signed me out. All right. So step number 1 is you got to build that audience, right? So if you're just catching up with me, you got to build the audience. Step number 2 is you have to find a way to get people from that audience onto your email list. And then step number 3 is you need to nurture that email list. You need to give them valuable content so that they can stay in contact with you. And then step number 4 is you need to get them off that email list and onto your sales page or onto your website. And then step number 5 is you need to get them to actually purchase something from you. And I feel like I'm missing a step, but I got logged out of my notes. Give me a second, and I'll get back in there. Don't know why I got logged out. Oh, yeah, you get them onto the order or checkout page. And then once on the order or checkout page, then you get them to purchase from you. So that's the 6-step process. Get the content, get them onto your email list, follow up with them, get them onto your sales page, get them onto your order page, get them to purchase and upsell. And that's basically it. That is, if you want to know online business in a nutshell, that is the whole thing. That is it. And it doesn't matter if you're selling a membership, you're selling a course, you're selling high-ticket coaching, you're selling whatever it is you're selling. That's the general idea. You get a bunch of people to know who you are, and then you start to weed them down to the clients that are actually going to pay you money. Zakana says, thanks for all your advice. I plan on moving from NY to NC by June and purchase 75% of my t-shirt business. Should I wait or start? I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't know enough about your business. I don't really know what that means. Should I wait or start? So, but congratulations on starting a business. That's awesome. I love hearing that. I love hearing those stories. So, anyway, that's what I got for today. Don't forget, take advantage. It's on the screen right there, the obfoundations.com. I'll move it around so you can see it. obfoundations.com/BTBF. That stands for Better Than Black Friday. And if you join today before midnight tonight, you get 60% off the annual enrollment. So instead of paying $97 a month for 12 months, you get 60% off of that. So it's like $465 for 12 months instead. And in addition, you get all access to all of our legal templates, which are only included in the annual plan. They're not included in the monthly plan. So tons of value there. I mean, if you don't do anything but sign up because you need a legal template, you get access to all the legal templates. So it's like $3,000 worth of legal templates. So that alone makes it worth your while. Plus you get the monthly coaching, you get the community, you get all the training on how to start your business. So, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I tried to make it as much of a no-brainer as possible. But check that out. Go to obfoundations.com/BTBF and start the process of changing your life, of creating a new narrative for you and for your family, and start building your online business, because that's what this is all about, right? We only live once. Let's take advantage of it, and let's get it done before the end of the year. All right, I'm going to hop off. Thank you so much for being on today, folks. Have a great weekend. Don't forget to sign up for OB Foundations. Click that link. There'll be a link down in the description, and I'll see you on the inside. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.